All right, ladies. So today we're going to be talking about how to attract your soulmate. True soulmate. But yeah, how to increase the likelihood that you're going to attract someone in your life. Because a lot of women don't know how to do it. Rather than attract the love of their life, they try to not attract the wrong guy. Rather than meet people, they try to not meet the wrong guy. Like they just don't know how to attract certain things in their lives. They live in fear. You see, they believe that if they live in fear of being alone and they use that effort that derives from fear as a method to give them the passion, give them the desire, give them the motivation to find a guy, it's going to be counterintuitive because fear of being alone is going to be felt by a guy. Guys feel when they know that you fear losing them. You see, in addition to that, guys feel when you're looking for something, when you're looking for a certain outcome. Life doesn't work that way. In life, there's a very simple principle that looks unfair, but is very fair, which is the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. So if you're continually being fearful of ending up alone, if you're continually looking at the time to see how old you're getting and hoping that you find a guy, anything that you find from that perspective will have a quality that's destructive in nature. But people sense when you have an urgency. Guys can sense it, and guys with low self-esteem will use that. Guys with low self-esteem will use that and try to control you. They know what you want, and they'll use that to manipulate you. They use that as an anchor and as leverage. And I'm not saying to be honest about your intentions, and to communicate that you want something more than just a fling. But it's not that revealing yourself that causes people to take advantage of you. It's that using fear to attract guys will only attract guys with low self-esteem. You see, and with guys with low self-esteem will use that the fear that you have of being alone as a way to manipulate you. That's what tends to happen. You see, and so you never really get to the point where you're meeting guys. Now, why the fuck is there no one live? Is somebody on here? Holy shit! Okay, great. Because I see it says there's nobody there, right? It says. Let me see. You guys don't see nothing? Huh? How about okay? So you guys don't see me, huh? Oh, do you guys see something now? You guys? Hey, somebody tell me you guys see me, because I'm on live chat. Somebody tell me you see me. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So yeah, what I was talking about is how to find the right guy, because I teach you guys the tactics, right? These are tactics on how to find a guy. But the problem is that these tactics do not go beyond what you cannot control. Like there's just some things you can't control. And if you're living in fear, that fear is going to control a lot of the things that no matter what tactic you use, you can't control it. So for example, like let me give you from my experience. I haven't found the love of my life. Actually, I did. It's me, right? I can literally be alone and be happy. But this is the way I did it, right? I always envision myself. Like the crazy thing is that tomorrow's gonna be the day when the vision that I had for years is gonna happen, right? I had a vision where I was living next to the YMCA, and literally right next to the YMCA, next to the library, next to the train, everything. It's just like how I did it, right? And in that vision, I always saw myself being with a girl, right? I always saw myself having a good girl, who I wake up with, beautiful, everything, like the whole dream, right? And what I was doing is that I wasn't, how can I say this? In my vision, I envision myself being with a woman, but at the same time, not clinging on to her. You see, because when you envision yourself with a man, right? When you envision yourself being with the perfect man, right? You're usually pretty needy. I mean, I want you to really be aware of how you see yourself in your mind whenever you see yourself with your dream guy, right? You usually see yourself clinging on to him, like, oh, he's the guy that I wanted, right? And it feels as though he's the only one. And that's a problem, because you're still putting yourself, if you really think about it, you're putting yourself in a place of neediness. So what you have to do is envision yourself being with a guy, envision how he looks, envision the environment, see that vision vividly. But at the same time, and most importantly, envision yourself being happy and being able to be happy without him. Envision yourself being calm and having the presence of mind. Envision yourself being confident and being happy without him, but at the same time enjoying the bliss of being with someone that you love. What's that going to do is that a lot of the times we only envision a circumstance, which is being with a guy, but we never really envision how you feel. You never really envision your mental and emotional state. And your mental and emotional state is what keeps things. Your mental and emotional state is what keeps things together. It's the glue behind everything. It doesn't matter how much you want something. If you envision in your mind and you envision yourself needing him, it's not going to have any structure, no foundation, no strength, no validity to it. So what you have to do is see it vividly. See yourself how you feel. Feel yourself being independent. See yourself not needing him. See yourself being not needy. See yourself being attractive. And also notice how he reacts. Make sure that in the vision that you have is a guy that loves you. It's a guy that you don't require, that you don't have to complain to him for attention. It's a kind of relationship that's how can I say it? that feeds upon itself. That both of you guys are not needy. Both of you guys have so much fulfillment that there's nothing else to take but only to give. You see, you have to be that specific. It has to be that specific, because if it's not that specific, then what's going to happen? You're going to leave everything to chance. If you don't envision, for example, you can envision the future of being with a guy, right? Envision yourself being with a guy, but it's kind of like a genie. If you don't make the wish specific, you know what's going to happen? You're going to wish having a guy, but then you're not going to worry about how you feel. So then you're going to find yourself being with a guy, but being unhappy. Now, the reason why you're unhappy is not because you're just an unhappy person, but because you didn't make that part of your goal. You just made the goal getting the guy. You just made the goal but not being alone. But little did you take the consideration to focus on the one thing you really want. And it's not the guy, it's the fulfillment, the happiness. I always tell guys, look, I know you want to pick up girls, and then you want to get girls, but what you really want is happiness. So why not get what you want right now, so that when the moment comes, you're not needy. So that when the moment comes, you don't need nothing from them. But when the moment comes, they become an addition, not a necessity. So then you learn, if you envision yourself being happy first, enjoying yourself, being happy, not being needy. You see, being someone who's satisfied with their life, being self-fulfilled, having a passion that outside having a man, you're going to have more control. I mean, it's something that I could promise you that everyone who's listening to me neglected that part. I know that. I just know it. Like, let me look at the comment section. I know it. Hey, cutie, you're okay, no attraction. Okay. All right, nobody's gonna agree with me. All right, fuck you then. So how was this done? Again, the way you do this is literally just take a couple minutes a day, just envision yourself. Now, look. A lot of people have the misconception that the way this works is through fucking magic, you know, like the cosmic forces align. You know what I say? Look, I'm not the kind of person who believes that, right? But the things that I do, it is kind of like manifesting. I mean, you can explain it any way you want it. The way I like to see it is whenever you become obsessed about something, the brain will make it happen. The way that people like to explain it is that whenever you align yourself with the universe makes it happen. It doesn't matter to me, to be perfectly honest with you. Whichever explanation goes with your value system and the way you see the world, it works. I mean, it doesn't matter, right? That's the way I like to do it. I'm more logical. So what I did, I always envisioned myself getting the girl. I always envisioned myself being happy. Right? And you make that vision vivid. And so what's going to happen, you're going to become obsessed. But make sure you primarily focus more on the emotions. Make sure to see yourself happy. Make sure to see yourself self-fulfilling. Don't see yourself as the one who's needing it. And don't see yourself as the one who is above him. Make sure to see it as a symbiotic relationship where both of you guys feed off each other. 69. Yeah, this video is live. Didn't realize I was being needy until I find, oh, of course. Yeah, look, people don't know you're needy. Like, a lot of people don't know they're needy. The thing is that neediness is hidden behind the adult exterior of being conceited, you know, being sexy, you know what I'm saying? Like you know, like a lot of people little people hide their neediness with conceitedness, cockiness, over too much confidence. That's why you don't see me. I mean, look, I've gotten to a place where I don't need to show off in life. I don't need to show off anything. The way I look, I don't need to show off any girls that I get. I don't show any. If you go to my Instagram, you'll see simple stuff about me. You don't see me saying, hey, look at this girl I got. Oh, what the bitches want me. even though I could definitely say that, I don't see any satisfaction in that. It's, why would I want to do that? I mean, why? God, but people want to do that. You see, it's because of neediness. And so what you're going to notice is that when you get the right guy, you ready? Right? When you get the right guy, the way that you're going to find out if it really comes from neediness as opposed to actual loving him is the need to show him off. The need to put him everywhere. The need to tell everyone how amazing your relationship is. It's because a dream of you has been fulfilled. But what I want you to make your dream is something that cannot be seen, which is your mental and emotional state. Make that your dream. Make that something you show off about. And make the guy the secondary thing. Don't make him the show. Make how you feel, your inner reality, the main show. And so all I'm saying is that if you're envisioning yourself getting a guy, being with a guy, having a dream guy, make sure to see yourself self-sustaining and make that vision vivid and keep seeing that, because this is what's going to happen. Is that it doesn't matter what happens. It doesn't matter how many times you get broken up with. You're going to know that's going to happen. You're going to know that reality is inevitable. It's inevitable. As long as you keep that vision in your mind, make sure you have a specific goal of finding a guy, being happy as a primary goal, and then getting the guy as a secondary goal, seeing that vividly, seeing yourself not minding him leaving you, but at the same time, seeing yourself appreciating him without complaining. That's a big part, right? What's going to happen is that it's going to happen. And so if a guy dumps you, you're going to be okay because you know you're going to find a guy. It's not up to you. If you are already happy, there's nothing that nobody can take away from you. There's no way that no person can manipulate you. You see? And so that was my primary goal when I came into this. And my primary goal was to be happy. I realized in reality I didn't want to get a girl. I just wanted validation. I just wanted to feel good about myself. And that desire was the one thing that was the desire for the goal of finding a woman was the main thing that was making me lose a lot of women. You know, I've never been the kind of guy who got a lot of girls. Like, I'm not kidding. Like, I never got a lot of girls, right? You think I did, right? Like, oh my God, I can't believe it. Yeah, like I never got a lot of girls. But it was until I started practicing this. It was until I learned to let myself loose. To open my mind to different possibilities, you see. And this is one of them. Just envisioning yourself finding the right guy. And this is the thing, that if you keep envisioning yourself getting a guy, right, and needing him, what you're really creating for yourself is a life of unhappiness and neediness, because whatever you envision is what's going to happen. Just literally. And so if you're living in fear, what are you envisioning in your mind? What are you envisioning if you fear being alone? You are envisioning being alone. It's kind of like me telling you, don't think of an elephant. You're going to think of an elephant. If you fear being alone, you're going to think of being alone. And so what's going to happen? That's going to be your primary vision. No matter how much you try, if the emotion is either motivated by fear or excitement, it's going to happen. No matter how much you don't want it, and no matter how much you want it. If those two emotions, which are the same, fear and excitement, it's going to happen. So if you are afraid of being alone, then don't be afraid, because you just realize the problem, which is fear of being alone. So what you have to do then is stop trying to not feel the fear and embrace it by going into it. See, and feel how you feel. Notice what's really lacking and make fulfilling that through your own ecosystem of positive emotions. So becoming your own source of positive emotions rather than looking for a source that's outside of yourself. You're going to fulfill yourself. And so what's going to happen is that you're going to be in a state of abundance, a state of not being needy. And then suddenly things just fall in your lap. For guys, it's going to fall on your dick. I'm kidding. But that's how it's done, man. I'm telling you, like, if you guys don't apply this, the mental part of the game, envision yourself finding the guy, it doesn't matter how many tactics I teach you. You're going to end up alone. You're gonna end up using these tactics to manipulate guys just to fulfill the need is inside of you. You're gonna use these tactics just to get back at people. You're gonna use these tactics just to get temporary validation. And you're just gonna be running around little circles, little sexy motherfucking circles, but you're still gonna be running around in circles. Fuck, I heard. All right, and so you gotta worry about the inside. Worry about what you first can control, which is your own happiness, and then externalize their effort to finding a right guy. And that's how it's done, man. It's one of those things that people don't really put a lot of attention to, because it's so, we suppress how we feel so often that we don't really notice how much in pain we really are, you know? So that's how I should be. Let me look at these comment sections. Let's see. Maybe I forgot to turn on the lights. Okay. Okay, so can a guy be too shy to write you, even though when we were meeting sometimes he's not shy anymore? Yeah, sometimes guys are shy to contact you or whatever, you know. Guys do get shy. Like this one guy told me one day that, again, I find it fascinating how some, like for example, this one guy who found this, who, you know, started talking to this sexy ass girl, and apparently she was so sexy that he stopped texting her. I'm like, the fuck? It's like, what the? Are you serious? Talk about the ultimate form of self-sabotage. Someone being too sexy that you don't hit them up. I mean, what the fuck is that, right? What happened to me last year? Like, I was coaching this one kid. Not kid, I don't teach kids. Like, oh, go up to that girl in middle school. No, but I was coaching this one guy who that situation happened, where he met this beautiful girl. She was sexy as fuck. I mean, I was like, you know what, man? I don't think I should be coaching you, right? You should be coaching me because she's hot. I'm like, teach me how to get her, right? But he got so scared that she was so hot that he actually stopped texting her. And I was like, yo, man, you don't need me, man. You need Dr. Phil, man, because that. I mean, it happens, right? It happens where guys just have a self-sabotage themselves, you know. What if you're passionate about your own life and still choose the wrong one? You got to be okay. Look, it's a game of chance. I mean, you got to be to the point where if you pick the wrong one, you got to shove it away. Wrong one, shove it away. And the way you do this is to have clear boundaries. That if you see the flags that you are, okay, it's having the first certain qualities that you don't tolerate, and having standards that if you see those qualities, you shove them away. But the problem is that when you're needy, you will see those flags, but you will say, you know what? He's actually a nice person. Yeah, sure. He told me he smacked the last girl he was with, but she was being a bitch. He told me, right? He was always right because he's telling me he's always right, right? So when you see those red flags, you keep going because he looks too good to be true, or you may be lying to yourself. So it's not about letting go. It's about knowing when to let go early, seeing those signs and letting go. But women don't do that, you see. So for me, for example, when I meet a girl, right, and I see it, I'm like, oh damn, I don't like this, right? I don't keep going. I don't say maybe I'm wrong. Or I'll keep going a little bit, but when I see the clear red flags, I stop. And so that's how you're able to go from guy to guy to guy without really like going into it, because there are some things that are obvious that people out of women neglect to see until the moment comes when it's time to leave. And it says something about wasting my time. You gotta do it early. And a lot of the times it's kind of like stocks. I don't know about stocks, but a lot of the times when you see those signs, I mean, it's no coincidence. You can't be giving guys so much benefit of the doubt. You see? Yeah, I mean, if you guys, okay, you want to speak to me in private, I've got a big problem. Yeah, sure. I mean, if you want to speak to me in private, then all you guys just go to mindfulattraction.org/coach in pocket. At the moment, the rates are $145 for 45 minutes. I mean, I like to think I'm the best female dating coach. Not female dating coach. No, dating coach for females in the world. I like to think that. Because, I mean, not because I'm the best coach, but because of where I come from. I come from teaching guys. And you teach guys, man, you better be fucking good. Because they want to see you approach a girl. They want to see you be able to approach a girl and kiss her in 1 minute without going to jail. You see what I'm saying? They want to be able to see you approach like a group of guys with one girl and take her. They want to see that so they can believe in you. So as a guy, as a dating coach, this guy is much more difficult. Like, it's so much harder to be a dating coach for guys because you actually got to know how to approach women. Dating coach for women, you don't have to learn how to do that. You could just learn things and that's it. I took the hard route, you see. So as a result, you have a deep understanding of how things work. Not because you have a practical, not because you have an intellectual understanding, but you have mixed in the theory and the practicality behind it. You see, when you meet that, it creates me. So if you're interested in contacting me, you just go to mindfulattraction.org. I'm really starting to back off from one-on-one coaching because I'm starting to like I'm starting to enjoy the monthly coaching ones that I do because it's more intensive and I'm able to keep up with them and I'm able to see the progress and it feels better. It makes me feel good when I see people improving. The one-time coaching is nice, but at the same time, it's kind of like I want to see, you know, like I want to be able to be more in touch with you more often to see the progress, you know. And I don't want to be you have to pay me just so you see the progress since I could talk to you. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, that's just me. So if you want the one-on-one coaching, just go there and hit me up. What do you think of polyamory? Polyamory? It is what it is. Polyamory. I mean, I don't know about polyamory. If I'm married, you're single? Of course I'm single. No, I'm happy. Oh man, yeah. Let me see. But yeah, that's how it is. If you guys don't ask me no more questions, I'm leaving. Like, it's that simple. My ex is still in love with me. We have a child together, so remain in contact. How do I help him move on? I'm in a new relationship. My ex is still in love with me. You gotta send him to my channel, maybe, right? No, but you gotta give the guy time, dude. Like, don't show off so much. You're meeting a new guy. But you gotta be forward. Let's be honest. I don't know. I really don't know. Like, I don't know how to deal with a guy if you have a child. Like, I personally don't know. There are some things that I'm limited to. You see, like, I'm not gonna act like say, okay, this is how you deal when you have a child. How do I fucking know about that? You know. What I would say is have empathy and have compassion. That's always a good place to start. But outside of that, I wouldn't know what to do. I personally wouldn't. So I'm not gonna give you any advice on that. If I'm a pothead, nah, dude. Nah, I'm not a pothead, man. I wouldn't be doing this early, you know. Wake and bake, like I said, I wouldn't be doing this early. Let me see. What do you think about dating older guys? Well, I mean, if you're younger than me, I encourage it. If you're older than me, I encourage it too. Younger guys. Hey, they're younger, older guys. Just make sure, you know, but just make sure you don't commit a crime. You know, make sure that he's older and that you are old enough. Motherfucker, because look, man, if you're under 18 and you want to date an older guy, you're being fucked up. You're being fucked up if you're a younger woman trying to date an older guy, because I'll say from my experience, if the girl, I'm from Dominican Republic. Okay, I'm from Dominican Republic. In Dominican Republic, and this may be a controversial topic, but in Dominican Republic, it's very common for you to see a 13-year-old dating a 20-year-old guy. Now, coming from since I'm enculturating in America, I find that a little, the fuck? 13-year-old? What the fuck you want to fuck a 13-year-old? That's fucking weird as hell. But it's normal there. Is that crazy, right? It's normal there, right? And so, well, what I was saying is that, like, if you're that young and you wanna date older guys, make sure it's legal, dude. Because, like, as a guy, guys don't get pussy. Look, I'll be honest with you. Guys don't get pussy, and like everything in life, if you you know that you're not gonna get caught, a lot of people will commit shit, man. I'm telling you. And so what's happening is that, if you're a young girl and you want to get an older guy and you're fucking young, like 13, 14, 15, what the fuck are you doing? Go stay with your friends, man. Don't be a temptation. I'll say to the guy too, don't be a fucking perv and try to hit on young girls. But you too, you know, since this is a women's channel, I'm gonna tell you, like, don't hit on guys. That's fucking stupid. And that's inconsiderate. And a lot of guys have hard dicks 24/7. Now, the guys with the hard dicks, fuck you, you know, go date women older than you. Not younger, older than you. But generally speaking, though, don't break the law. I always say, my motto is, don't go to jail. So don't go to jail. Because I understand, like, I imagine me being a girl and I see older guys, I'm like, oh, you know, he's so cute, right? But it's just more into it, man. Like, as humans, okay, this is what I was thinking about the city, right? You guys may like this. As humans, we have two sides. We have our emotions and our logic. Our emotions are primitive. It came when we were animals, you know, right? Our logic comes from our brain's ability to create language, to communicate, and to externalize an idea we have in our minds. Language came because we needed to communicate how to kill things. You see, like, if you cannot externalize the idea, there's no language. You see, so that's what language came, to externalize ideas, to survive, to thrive as a being, as a thing, right? And so as human beings, the externalization, the cognitive abilities for us to think in language, complex as we do, is where our morals come from. You see, we have our emotions, you know, the physicalness. Oh, damn, she's hot. Then our thoughts arise. Say, oh, damn, she's 13. I'm like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, no. Don't go to jail, right? And so we have two sides. That's like battling the logic, the emotion, logic, emotion. But then who's in the middle? It's consciousness, right? In the middle of that is consciousness, okay? So it's just something that you have to be careful, man. Yeah, I don't know. That's something that really irritates me, you see? Especially some women, especially young women, they enjoy teasing more the guys. Now, like, this is how much I know about women, right? I know a lot of women, when you're young and you're noticing yourself that you're making guys react, you say to yourself, this feels very good. I didn't know my body can do this. I didn't know my body could get the guy's attention. I didn't know my body can make guys react. Let me tease them. And that's all fun and games. I like the teasing game, but do you know what you're doing? Do you know what kind of cynical things you're invoking in a guy, right? Especially with a guy who's married with a girl who won't give him head, right? Like they're not even having sex, right? You like that's some crazy shit, man. Like I don't know how the hell I got in that topic, but let me see. What if he doesn't text me the first? I mean, if I don't do it, he will never text me first. If a guy doesn't text you first, you know why he's not texting you first. Remember what I said? When you got the emotion, you got your logic. You see, logic says if he doesn't text you, it's obvious. It's obvious. Sometimes we don't want to face the truth. It's right in front of us. We don't want to face the truth. So, you know, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. What you gotta do when a guy's not texting you, you gotta push him away, like back off, right? And so backing off is gonna have two things. A, you're gonna be able to let go of him because you really are backing off. And B, he's gonna want you. But the problem is that once you really back off and he wants you, you don't want him. The craziness of life, right? Did you delete your Tinder? No. I'm still on Tinder. I just haven't installed it on my new phone. Oh, maybe I should install Tinder, right? Like, oh my God, is that the dating code? Is on Tinder? Oh, let me see. Nah, I'm gonna install it. I'm gonna see how that goes. I don't get that many matches. I really don't get matches, and I'm not good with Tinder, man. Look, Tinder has a type. It's true. Tinder has a type. Tinder, if you're a white Caucasian guy and you're decent looking, you're gonna fucking win in Tinder. And I don't mind that. I really don't mind. Like, I know how things are. I mean, you know, this is something that, look, this is another thing of victim mentality, right? If you're a black guy or Hispanic guy and you know the fact that white guys do better on Tinder, what are you gonna say? Oh, fuck that shit, man. That's racist, man. That's fucking stupid. I fucking hate that shit, right? You know what I say? Oh well, let me take Tinder to the streets. Let me learn how to approach women. You see? So it's kind of like you could bitch about it, right? I'll bitch about it, right? But at the same time, why? Why do you want to disempower yourself? Why just take that as it is? Rather than bitch about the problem, find a solution. You see, that's the way I like to think of it. How to keep attraction when you both are busy and can barely see each other. When you both yeah, right about that. Huh? This is the thing, that when you really like someone, when you really love someone, you're gonna make the time to see them. You know, if you're the one that's putting in the effort to see him, right? But you notice that he just can't. You gotta look into that, right? For example, have you had, I don't know, like, let's say that you're a drug addict, right? Like people who do heroin, all that shit, right? They'll tell you they're broke, right? No. Okay, for example, like in college, right? My friends, they always smoke weed, right? They were like, yo, I was like, yo, bro, you want to go to a game and watch the game? And we're like, nah, man, I'm broke as hell right now. Oh, for real? Yeah. Yo, you want to buy some weed? Yeah, like you're broke. What I'm saying is that when you don't like something, there's always an excuse. You're always broke. But when you really like something, like weed, or you'll find the money. Like the same thing with people that you love. It doesn't matter how busy you are. When you guys really love each other, you're gonna find the time. Now, that's a part that I never really had to really delve into or think about. So I can't really give you an answer that's thorough. But that's what I think. You know, when people love each other, there's no effort. There's no effort. There's just no effort. When you're passionate about something, there's no effort behind it. You see? You see, for example, for me, like, you see this? Look, see this, right? Let me see. This is the Adderall I used to take. I used to take Adderall, right? I used to take Adderall because I couldn't focus. I needed to read how to code. I was learning code, and I needed to focus, right? But something that I realized is if you really love something, you will never need any motivation. When you love your kid, you don't need motivation to keep taking care of them. When you love a sport, you don't need motivation to keep playing. When you love someone, you don't need motivation to love them. You don't need motivation to see them. You don't need a tactic to make time for them. It's effortless. Heck, you may even ruin your life just to be with them. And that's what you gotta realize. And a lot of the times we love somebody so much that we're willing to give them the benefit of the doubt. And as a result, the things that arise from giving them the benefit of the doubt don't make any logical sense. And from people looking on the outside in, the answer may be obvious. But for you, it may not be. But I'm not saying like your relationship is over. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying though, like, just notice it's putting in the effort to see each other. And take it from there. Let me see. Tinder's a waste of time. You're way too good for that. Nah, come on, man. Tinder's nice. I like Tinder. You know, it's Tinder. You know, it's giving me some results. You know, you can just tap 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 tap. You know, anytime you see a guy doing this, he's not giving out dollars, man. He's swiping right. Oh man. Let me see what question. But yeah, look, I can't wait for next week. I'm gonna be posting more videos after this week. Because again, this week I just haven't been able to do it. I've been busy, dude. Like I overbooked myself. Like it was a big mistake. Like one thing that I've said to myself, deep, whenever you do this, make sure to make your time the primary thing. Make sure to make your hobbies and your happiness the primary thing. And sometimes you get seduced by the money, right? And that's not it. Like what really makes you happy is not the things you get out of it; it's the action itself. See, and whenever money motivates you, you tend to go, you tend to go to different paths, and things that were enjoyable is not enjoyable anymore. That's what money does. Money does that, right? It's called external, in some shit, stimulus, some shit like that, right? But yeah, yo, that's it, man. I'm gonna leave you guys. That's it for today. I hope you guys have a good day. Tomorrow or Tuesday, I might start making my own videos. Okay, you know, with a nice camera, nice microphone, right? New setting, right? HD quality and all that shit, right? That's what I'm gonna do. So you guys are gonna see me in a new scenario, new place. Same me, same moment, same presence, right? But above all, this should not make me happy. That's how I would say. Those things should not make you happy. Those should just be in additions, rather than necessities. Anyways, this is Alex from mindfulattraction.org. I hope you guys have a good Sunday. Bye-bye.